Be sure to handle your tree by the container only. Never carry or move the tree by the trunk or branches. Remove all tags and twine before planting. Removal of healthy branches, especially during the first year, adds to the stress of a newly planted tree, so restrict your pruning to dead and broken branches only. Next, locate the root flare. This is where the trunk begins to widen and change into the root structure. You may need to remove soil to find the flare, and you will know you are there when you find the first woody root. You want to end up with the root flare above ground when planting. Dig a pit twice the width of the root ball and only as deep as the root ball. The bottom of the pit should be undisturbed so the tree won't settle over time. If you dig too deep, return some soil and pack it down before placing the tree. This tree has been grown in a fabric pot to prevent girdling roots. To take the tree out, remove using the Velcro along the edge and then pull the fabric away from the roots. If your tree is in a plastic pot, hold the edge and gently pull up from the base of the trunk. If the tree doesn't lift out easily, lay the tree down and press on the sides of the container to loosen the root ball. You may need to cut it off if the roots have grown through the bottom. If roots are circling, try to loosen and spread horizontally away from the trunk using a soil knife or your hands. Then use your hands or a cultivator tool to loosen the soil around the roots. Remove as much of the nursery soil as possible to help the roots adjust to the new planting environment. Make sure the tree is straight and stable before you begin to backfill, making sure that the root flare is level with the ground. Spread the roots out to promote growth. If possible, create small tunnels to lay the roots in and then recover with soil. Remove any air pockets by tamping down the soil and adding water as you go to check for air bubbles. Add additional soil in by hand to fill in all gaps. Mulch with clean, organic material using the 3-3-3 method. 3 inches of mulch in 3-foot ring around the tree, leaving a 3-inch gap between the mulch and the tree trunk. Use the soil to form a moat at the edges of the tree pit to help retain water. Placing these stakes should be performed with 2 people, one to hold the stake in place and the other to attach and use the stake pounder to push it into the ground. The person holding the stake in place should have their hands at least 1 foot below the stake pounder. Use a hard hat when using the stake pounder and never lift it higher than your head. When you're using it, look straight ahead, bend your knees, and let the pounder do the work. Make sure that the stakes are straight and parallel with the tree for safety and efficiency. Loosely tie the tree to the stakes using a slip knot created by tying a stopper knot about 18 to 24 inches from the end of the tie. Loop this around the tree and then tie the short end right below the knot. This slip knot will allow the tie to expand with the growing tree trunk. Then wrap the rest of the tie around the stake to create tension and double knot it to hold. You can also use more advanced knots like a clove hitch to secure the tie to the stake. Don't forget to reattach the tree tag for future identification and tracking. Finally, add a small protective cage about 1 to 2 feet high around the base of the trunk. Deep, slow, weekly watering is the most important factor in establishing a new tree. The 3 recommended ways of watering are a 5-gallon bucket with holes on the side or the bottom, a gator bag wrapped around one of the stakes, or a pre-soaked tree diaper placed under mulch that will recharge in rain. Water until the entire planting hole is completely saturated. Using one of the recommended methods, water the tree with 15 to 20 gallons per week if rainfall has occurred, and double that amount to 30 or 40 gallons without rainfall. Do not amend the soil with any fertilizer so that the roots can get used to their new environment. Fertilizer is a prescription, not food, and should only be used with expert advice. Remove the arbor tie after the tree is established, usually around the 1-year mark. For more information about tree care, visit www.phsonline.org. Thank you for helping to plant trees with PHS. Enjoy your tree!